Good evening, King of Avalon. This is Night 10 coming to you with a video on flame bringer equipment. I have many requests asking that I put together a video regarding the flame bringer equipment. So at the end of this video, I will have a grid like I did in my recent video on the different items that we can upgrade in, emblems, artifacts, so on and so forth. But before doing that, I want to talk about some of the important items related to the flame bringer. First and foremost are the materials. Obviously, you're going to need a lot more materials, and I will have a part 2 that will show what will it take if you are at Ice Lord +5 to upgrade to flame bringer +5, and that whole journey and what's going to be required, materials, costs, so on and so forth. But basically, it's important to know for your base level flame bringer level 0 to activate it, these are the basic materials you're going to need. 90,000 sericite, 90,000 pine, this is for the sword, 18 rare red rare mats, and 18 blue rare mats. So basically 36 rare mats and 180,000 basic mats and 1.62 million steel for each base level flame bringer. Now, it's important to know that as opposed to your Death Seeker and your Ice Lord, here's Ice Lord and here's Death Seeker, the important thing is that the flame bringer is not a resonance, it's called a Smith's mark. And once you have all 6 pieces, regardless of level, you're going to activate the Smith's mark, which gives you the damage stats. Army damage, cav damage received, so on and so forth. In your Death Seeker and Ice Lord, when you had resonance, so if you had 2 pieces of either Ice Lord or Death Seeker, you'd get 15% increase in troop defense, 4 pieces, 15% increase in health, and if you had all 6 pieces, 15% increase the troop attack. Now, if you increase all 6 pieces to level 1, you get a 50% resonance boost. So 15% is really 50% of the 15%, so that's about 7.5%. So if you had all 6 Death Seekers or Ice Lord, you'd be increasing your troop attack, troop health, troop defense to a total of about 22.5%. I believe that's what it is. I'm quite sure that's how the set resonance works. Now again here, you're increasing your damage stats with Smith's mark. Now, one thing to keep in mind, in your flame bringer, and all your equipment flame bringer, whether it's sword, armor, so on and so forth, you're not getting damage stats. So if you equip flame bringer equipment, there are no damage stats you're getting. In order for you to achieve those damage stats, you need to have all 6 pieces to activate this. And I did a calculation. If you do flame bringer 0 and you had all your full Death Seeker +5 equipment equipped and Ice Lord, the total damage stats is about the same. So to get the par level, with flame bringer, you need to have all 6. That's important to note. Okay. If you look here for the Death Seeker sword, you're getting damage stats here, right? Cav damage, bow damage. But again, when it comes to your flame bringer, you're not getting any damage stats. So and again, here's the Death Seeker armor. Right? Damage received, army damage received, siege damage received. This is the flame bringer armor. No damage received. I mean, no damage buffs received. So again, the key difference between the Death Seeker, Ice Lord, and flame bringer are the Smith's mark and the set resonance. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Again, you're going to need a lot of materials to activate flame bringer. Now, your basic mats, sericite, pine, animal hide, bronze, as many of you probably know, as well as your rare mats, whether it's a blue, red, and I call them orange and brown, it's a one-time deal. So you only need those when you're setting up flame bringer 0. Okay, to set up the base level flame bringer, you're going to need them. And the items that you're going to need on an ongoing basis are your steel and your essence, and that will ever increase up to level 5. So the amount of steel and dragon essence you'll need in the future will increase. And in my second video, I'll show you exactly what that is in order to get flame bringer +5. Okay, so One thing, you need scrolls. You need 100 scrolls, right? So you need 600 scrolls. So here, if you get $9.99, you get 4 of these chests, and it says 6 to 8 frags, Flamebringer frags. So I'm going to calculate, when you see the grid, I'm going to calculate assuming worst case scenario, getting only 6 frags. And, you know, I know you guys are getting frags here and there. You're getting rare mats, basic mats from other things too. So again, the calculations I'm going to show you are assuming 0, assuming you have nothing. And then of course, your cost and actual cost and number of materials you'll need will be less. It should be less, but I want to show you kind of, you know, all things considered equal, starting from 0. So you're going to need to get, first of all, your scrolls. That's the first thing you should do. Then you see here, you know, you have a chance of getting 6 to 8 sealed Flamebringer scroll frags. And again, these definite chance of Cerussite, definite chance of hide, pine, and bronze. And that will help you on your way to activating your base level Flamebringer. But the key point of this is that you need to get your Flamebringer scrolls. 100 of them, so 6 times 100, that's 600. Keep that in mind. Then you're going to need steel. Unless you got a buttload of steel. And again, in my second video, I'll show you what it will take, the deficit between your Ice Lord +5 and what you need to get the Flamebringer +5. But this is the $4.99 pack. I mean, you know, again, you know, spend less, get more, spend more, get less. These numbers that I'm going to show you in the future projections are based on either the $4.99 pack for the steel or $9.99 pack for the others. So $4.99 gives you 500 steel chests times 2100. So that's about a little over 1 million steel. Then the other thing, once you get the scrolls, your 100 scrolls, and you get the sufficient steel, you're going to need to get the basic mats, the animal hide, Cerussite, and pine. And those are, again, this is 99 cents, but I think these are, they stay pretty equal. I believe $10, $9.99 will give you about 16,000 rare mats. I mean, basic mats, 16,000 hide, Cerussite, pine, so on and so forth. So this is the other pack that you'll need. And again, if you can be patient, I always recommend, and if you're going to spend, if you do spend, then just be patient and wait till it resets to the lower level. If you don't have enough rare mats, you're going to need these guys. The $9.99 packs gives you 400 frags, which is basically 400 complete rare mats. And I'm sure many of you know by now, you get the rare mat, you consolidate, collapse all the 100 frags into one piece, and then you can choose which color you need. So you need to plan that out very carefully. Okay, and in the grid, I'll show you when you break down your Ice Lord +5 what you're going to get and what you're going to need. And then eventually you're going to need these Dragon Essence, not to activate your base level Flamebringer level 0, but to upgrade from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 3, you know, so on and so forth. So again, spend less, get more. $9.99 for 3,400 Dragon Essence. So, I wanted to cover this because not only should you understand what are some of the core differences, especially the set resonance, the Smith's Mark boost between the Flamebringer and the Ice Lord / Death Seeker. That's important to understand and get an idea of what you're going to be needing. So here's a grid I put together, and I'm going to expand it for you. Okay, so materials needed to set a base level 0, assuming no existing materials, rare mats, etc., does not include residual mats, etc., received through in-game play, does not include mats from dismantled Death Seeker, Ice Lord, assuming $9.99 packs, the lowest level, no discounts, etc. So, one thing here, for the Flamebringer weapon, the steel, those are in millions. You're going to need 1.63 million per piece of equipment. That's 9.78 million. And you see here which Flamebringer equipment will need which type of basic mat. So the weapon will need 90,000 Cerussite, 90,000 pine. The Flamebringer armor, 90,000 bronze, 90,000 animal hide. But basically, if you see here, you're going to need 90,000 times 3 of each type, which means 270,000 basic mats of each type to activate your base level Flamebringer. That's about 1.1 million basic mats that you'll need. When it comes to rare mats, 36 each. Excuse me. 36 each. Your weapon, 18 of the blue, the enchanted crystal, 18 of the red, dragon fire, helmet, 18 of the dragon hide, the orange, 18 of the dragon bone brown, and you can see this, what you'll need. Basically, you're going to need 54 of each type. So 54 orange, 54 brown, 54 blue, 54 red. A total of 216 rare mats are needed. Again, as I mentioned earlier, on the basic mats and the rare mats, these are one time for the base level Flamebringer equipment. You'll need steel as well, but the steel, and as I showed you earlier, the dragon essence will be needed to upgrade to higher levels. So get a picture of this, because this is important. This is what you're going to need to set up your base level Flamebringer. And what I would do is set up your own chart and see what you have and what you need. Okay? And what level of equipment you have and what you might dismantle. Again, I would not dismantle your equipment unless you know that you're going to be able to at least set up the base level Flamebringer 0. Now, the scrolls. Let's talk about how you're going to actually activate it. You're going to need 600 scrolls. Assuming worst case scenario, $9.99 packs, Flamebringer bundles. You're going to get 6 scrolls per bundle. You're going to need 100 bundles, okay, to get 600. And each of the $9.99 packs, a total Flamebringer bundles, gives you 700 of each basic mat. So if you buy 100 of those, you're getting 70,000 of each rare mat. The total cost to activate your 6 scrolls is approximately, I think it's going to be less. It should be less because you're getting residual mats and frags and this and that, but $1,000. Now you're going to need the rare mats. If you don't have enough, again, this is assuming 0, you're starting from 0, 400 frags per $9.99 pack, basically 4 mats, times 54, gives you your 216. As I showed here, you need 216 rare mats. Total cost for that is $540. Now, once you buy the Flamebringer bundles, you're going to get those rare mats, as I've showed you. Now, you're going to need to now pick up the slack between what you've obtained through the purchase of Flamebringer bundles in order for to activate the base level equipment, because you need additional basic mats here. Again, as I showed you, about 1.1 million basic mats. And from here, from the total Flamebringer bundles, you've only got 70,000 of each, totaling, let's say, 280,000. So you're short of about maybe 900,000, 800,000 more basic materials. A deficit of 200,000 for each type. So when you buy those bundles, when you buy those packs, $9.99 packs, you're going to get 16,000 of each type. Each $9.99 pack gives you 16,000 Cerussite, 16,000 animal hide, pine, and bronze. So you're going to need 13 of those packs to get 208,000 materials to help you get your 200,000 of basic mats. That's about $130. So in total, assuming you start from 0 and you're getting the worst return, only 6 Flamebringer scrolls versus the 8 or 7, it's about $1,700. Again, for all of us that have been playing, it will be less than this because, of course, we're not starting from 0. We've all collected materials. We've all collected steel. We've all have, rare mats that maybe we're not using, or we might dismantle some equipment. But basically, what you're looking at is $1,700 to set up your base level Flamebringer equipment. Now, I'll tell you what, it's a lot less than what it was when it first came out. So, as with the rule with King of Avalon, as you wait, if you're patient, you pay less. But again, I hope you found this helpful. I will be coming out with a part 2 that will show you, in response to one of the subscribers who commented, had a great convo with him. By the way, I have a great convo with a lot of you, and I appreciate your comments and I appreciate your visits. So I have some pretty engaged conversations with some of you, so thanks a lot for that. But again, I will have a part 2 video that shows you if you really want to go to Flamebringer 5 from Ice Lord plus 5, I'll show you exactly what will be needed. So with that, I'll call it a night. Hope you all are well. Enjoy the evening and be on the lookout for my second video. Please share this video. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. I don't know if it means anything, but still 1,000 sounds good. I really appreciate your likes, comments, subscriptions, and shares. So take care. Have a great one. Bye-bye.